Hawthorn going straight into attack, that time through Buckenara. Mark taken by Dermot Brereton. So Hawthorn straight away into attack. We noticed in the reserve game the ground is a little bit heavy in patches just across the centre of the ground. This is of course one of the heaviest grounds in the league. So here's Dermot Brereton. Looks as if he's going to take a shot at goal. On its way, a good high kick. Won't find the distance. Big Burns in there trying to take the mark, but the ball paddled across the line and the free kick being given to St Kilda. Out come the Saints now. Let's see if they can get well into attack. Good kick. Finds a halfway mark, but they're taking the mark for Hawthorn is Ayres. Ayres immediately playing on. The ball back to half forward. A bit of a push in the back there for Jason Dunstall, but a good mark taken for St Kilda that time by Peter McConville. Ex-Carlton player kicks it wide on the wing. The chase is on out there between Big Deer. St Kilda getting away with the ball close to the boundary line and out of bounds. Right in the centre of the ground. No score on the board as yet. Michael Byrne in the ruck for Hawthorn, tries to get it to Buckenara, but chipping in nicely there is Phil Cronin for St Kilda. Ball's called play on. Saints into attack now. Hand pass across to the centre of the ground. A chance now for David Whitty to get St Kilda further into attack. And a good mark taken at half forward. There's the kick. Plenty of Hawks back there smothering the ball. Peter Russo gets it. Hand pass back to Rod Lester-Smith. Good work by Trevor Barker there, keeping the pressure on the Hawthorn defenders, and the ball to be thrown in round about 15 metres around from the St Kilda goal. Lockett doing the ruck work there for St Kilda, back after suspension and up at full forward. Wild kick into the air that time from John Peter Budge, out of bounds on the full. The free kick to go to Hawthorn. Very small crowd here at Moorabbin today. I'd say around about the 6,000–7,000 mark, and that's about it. Good day for football, nice and cool, sun shining. We've had no rain today. Up they go, and a big mark taken by Warren Jones. So far the two ex-Carlton players have been in the play for St Kilda. Earlier McConville and now Warren Jones. Kicks it to half forward. Up goes Tuck, playing his first game for Hawthorn after injury. Wallace, great kick getter last week. Brereton went for it, couldn't take the ball, and now St Kilda into attack again. John Peter Budge with the ball. Chance now for Barker. He's nicely caught by Robertson, but the umpire says a push in the back, and the St Kilda captain to take the free kick. Drives St Kilda into attack. Up they go, the mark taken. Tony Lockett. And he should put the first score on the board for St Kilda from there. Usually a pretty straight kick. Chris Mew lining up on Lockett today. He's standing on the mark. That is 1 point has been given to Hawthorn for that ball that was rushed through the goal posts earlier, so they have 1 point on the board. A chance for Lockett to kick St Kilda's first goal. Takes his time. Ball on the way, umpire moving across the goals, and I think he's missed it. He has. So a point to Tony Lockett and a point to Hawthorn. It's all tied up. We've been playing just about 3 minutes into this match. Now Hawthorn into attack. Rod Lester-Smith, one of their fine players last week in the match against Richmond, chips it over the top to Ken Judge. Judge getting a bit of attention there too. A free kick given. So Hawthorn into attack now through Ken Judge. Under 15-metre penalty, and there's a bit of a brawl going on just behind the umpire. The umpire moves in to separate them. A few other players in there to help him out too. Rod Lester-Smith, the man involved for Hawthorn. There's the kick from Judge out to the half-forward flank. Buckenara flew for it. He couldn't get it. Nicely picked up by Silvio Fascini. Fascini getting the Saints into attack now. But Hawthorn coming through again with Deer to Judge. Judge tackled quickly. Good tackle too by David Grant there. And St Kilda get away with the ball, this time through Jeff Cunningham. Chances there for Barker. Hand pass goes across to Phil Cronin. Good tackle there by Glenn Howard. So Hawthorn tackling well. Away they come again through Howard. Not a well-directed kick. Kennedy's in there battling for the ball. Looks around for a hand pass. Inside to Eade, who was a top player last week for Hawthorn. Umpire calls play on. Hawthorn into attack again. Byrne goes for the ball, can't take the mark. It's on the ground. Brereton almost gets his head pulled off and will take the free kick directly in front of goal, about 20 metres out. Dermot Brereton, a little inaccurate last week, kicking 4 goals 5 against Richmond, as was John Platten, who kicked 1-5. So here's Dermot's chance to put the goal on the board. The umpire moves across. What does he say? It's a point. Well, Hawthorn last week kicked 22-22. Very inaccurate, and they've started that way today. Hawthorn 2 points, St Kilda 1. We've been playing just on 5 minutes of the first quarter. Ball coming in for St Kilda, out wide there to John Collins in the back pocket. Another kick up forward, should be marked, and is by David Whitty. Attended there by the long curly locks of John Platten. Whitty now driving it up to half forward. Chance for Lockett, who's coming out fast, but he can't take the ball. It's on the ground. Players diving in on top of it. Here's Deer with the chance to get the hand pass away. Ayres up forward looking for Big Byrne. He's out of position. And the ball almost marked there by McConville. The umpires paid it. Paid the free kick. Kick over the mark. And out comes St Kilda again. Chipping in nicely was Peter Russo. Picks it up. Gets a left foot snap across goal. There's nobody there for Hawthorn. And it's McConville taking the easy mark. Well, it's gone back again, and Russo's taken it again. So it's almost kicking end to end here. Now Russo looking for somebody up there. Up they go, but again off hands and through for another point. So 3 points on the board for Hawthorn so far, 1 for St Kilda, 6 minutes into the first quarter. Conville, another short kick out wide. Finds John Peter Budge for St Kilda. Further up the wing to John Collins. Good mark taken there by Glenn Howard, who improves with every match he plays for Hawthorn seniors. Here's Robertson, wants to get rid of it quickly. It's across to Wallace. John Platten takes the mark. Buckenara calling for the ball. He's not going to get it. Kennedy's in there. No. Chipping in is Dunstall. Pushes it out wide. Now the chance is there for Kennedy. Gets his kick in. This could be a goal. It is. No. The umpire says 1 point. So 4 points so far. 4 straight kicks, 4 points for Hawthorn, and 1 point to St Kilda. Another short kick out wide there by McConville. St Kilda back into a tap. Up the wing. In they go. Tucks there from behind. Yes, the umpire's seen that one and called it, but allows play to go on. As it's Greg Burns getting the ball out wide to number 27, Rod Owen. Here's Owen now. He's got the chance to find Lockett up there. The ball's going to beat them all, I think, across the line. No, it's paddled out of bounds. To be thrown in right alongside the posts, just near the St Kilda goal. In the ruck is Deer. Oh, ball drops straight into the hands of Gary Hodges, and he couldn't take advantage of it. Hawthorn defenders swarm on top of them, and the umpire will either bounce or throw the ball up. Some parts of the ground very heavy from the rain during the week, and I would expect the umpire here to throw it up. He will. There it is up in the air. In go the ruckman. Good hand pass that time from Russo to Robertson. Robertson looking for Judge. Judge hit by 2 St Kilda players that time. And now the chance is there for Greg Burns. Around he goes. Onto the right foot. Up forward, but there's plenty of Hawks under there. And it's big Greg Deer who took it. He's driven into the ground by 2 St Kilda players. The umpire spotted it and says 15 metres. Deer looks around for a hand pass to Ayres. Another hand pass. This time, Rodney Eade, the hand pass to Russo. He's under pressure, but does it nicely to Michael Tuck. Yet another hand pass to Rodney Eade. So Hawthorn using the hand pass to advantage. A short kick. And he finds Ken Judge. Judge with the hand pass to Wallace, who's under pressure. Copped one too high. Gary Hodges got him a bit high that time, and Terry Wallace to take the free kick. There it is, a short one, out wide. Mark taken out there for Hawthorn. They're into attack once again. That's Loveridge with a kick. Finds Robertson. Or is it Kennedy? They look so alike, these two. Colin Robertson with the ball. It's about 25, 30 metres out on the outer side of the ground on about 45, 50 degree angle. Let's see if he can kick Hawthorn's first goal. There's the kick. It's a good kick. Out wide again, so 5 points for Hawthorn and 1 to St Kilda. Inaccuracy once again from the Hawthorn forwards. They've had most of the play in this first quarter. We've been playing just on 10 minutes, but still haven't posted a goal. Now St Kilda's chance to run the ball out. Under pressure. Mark Gamble takes the mark on the wing, closely attended by Peter Russo, gave him a bit of a nudge, and the umpire says 15 metres. The crowd give Peter Russo a bit of a raspberry. On they go now. That's Phil Cronin with the ball, kicking it up forward, looking for Big Lockett. And he's taken the mark beautifully over Mew. He pushed him out of the way quite fairly. So Tony Lockett with the chance to post the first goal of this game. Directly in front of his goal, and about 20, 25, 30 metres out. Phil Narkle on the bench for St Kilda today. He's down in front of us warming up, as is Tony Evans, number 44, as Lockett prepares to kick St Kilda's first goal. The crowd will tell you it's there. So the first goal of the match on the board for St Kilda. They're 1 goal, 1-7. Hawthorn 5 points. As I say earlier last week, Hawthorn managed to kick 22-22 against Richmond. Some very inaccurate kicking. And they've started off that way again today. On the bench for Hawthorn today, Robert Handley and Robert Di-Pier-Domenico. But we saw Big Birdie come onto the ground last week against Richmond and play some very good football. So I have a feeling he'll be on the ground pretty soon. Greg Deere in the ruck for Hawthorn, and big Warren Jones for St Kilda. Up in the air. Oh, just about even Stevens that time. Jeff Cunningham. Burns. Ball smothered. Platten whizzes a hand pass out to Buckenara that time. And Buckenara's pass is intercepted beautifully by David Whitty. Here comes St Kilda again. Ball drops straight to Jeffrey Cunningham, and off goes Joffa. There's his kick. And the mark taken for St Kilda. Bradley Gotch, the former Fitzroy player, has a chance to post St Kilda's second goal. He's gone short. Coming out is Lockett. So bad defence that time by Hawthorn. I think Chris Mew must have been asleep there. Lockett led out beautifully. Gotch saw him coming, dropped it into him, and I don't think Lockett could miss this. So Howard and Mew very slack in defence that time for Hawthorn, and let Lockett pull one over them that time. Lockett goes for goal number 2, and he's made no mistake. So slack defence by Hawthorn. Let's Lockett in for his second goal. He's kicked 2. And that's St Kilda score. 2 goals, 1-13, leading Hawthorn 5 points. Just about 12-13 minutes into the first quarter here at Moorabbin. This pro football 4th round match between St Kilda and Hawthorn. St Kilda yet to win a match this year. In 10th place on the league. Hawthorn, of course, won all 3 matches, and they're in 2nd place behind Essendon on percentage. Umpire throwing the ball up into the air. Jones and Deere go for it. Deere gets the tap out. The chance is there for Loveridge, who picked it up nicely, kicked it towards half forward. Coming out for it is big Jason Dunstall. Pushes the ball, tries to get it to air, but couldn't. Here's the chance now for Russo. But St Kilda safely out of trouble, and the ball over the line, out of bounds on the wing. And the very pro St Kilda crowd urging their players on. Deere and Jones, but coming over the top was Greg Burns to get the tap, but it went straight to his opposite number in Buckenara. But Buckenara's kick is a poor one. Jeff Cunningham chipping in, taking that one. Here's St Kilda into attack. McConville just about caught, but got the hand pass away. Kicked off the ground towards half forward. There's Lester Smith with a huge kick. Fashini will take this one. Hand pass is clear. So St Kilda once again getting out of trouble. Their half-back line working very well. Bit close to the line, knocked back into play by a St Kilda player. The chance is there for Russo. They hang on to each other, and good play from St Kilda. It was John Peter Budge doing all that good work. Ball up in the air. Jones positions himself well. A fresh air shot there from Platten. The umpire says the ball was held to him. Fashini in attendance over Platten. They go for it, Deer and Jones. Deer gets it. Here's Platten. Ooh, he's hit pretty hard too, and over the top goes another player. Fashini, and they're having a couple of words behind the play as the ball is out of bounds. Umpire telling the boys to quieten down a bit, take it easy. Here's the chance for St Kilda now through Greg Burns. Not a very accurate kick. Scrappy passage of play, but still St Kilda keeping it. And he's caught with it now. Is Michael Tuck getting his first kick for a long time, driving it up forward. The chance was there for Brereton, who was holding his man, and the free kick going to St Kilda. Away they come again, this time through Gary Hodges. His kick's out wide. He's been pushed after the kick. The umpire lets the play go on, in towards the goal for St Kilda, and it's there. 3 goals on the board for St Kilda. Fine goal snapped that time. So the Saints looking pretty good. Rod Owen, very fine snap off the ground that time for St Kilda. Put their 3rd goal on the board, so the Saints looking good at the 16-minute mark. 3-1-19. Hawthorn 5 shots for 5 points. Now it's Michael Byrne in ruck this time for Hawthorn. Buckenara, or is it Eade? Eade gets the kick out to half forward. They miss it. Here's the chance for Hawthorn. If Dunstall is quick enough to pick it up, he does. Goes for the hand pass, but couldn't get it away, and it's cleared out that time by Elphingston. That's Fashini, the very heavily strapped right thigh, still in there battling, gets the ball, does it beautifully, turns around, flips the hand pass away to Greg Burns. Burns further downfield. Good bounce for the Saints onto Barker. Barker's the chance, a right foot snap at goal, and he's put it through. To St Kilda that time, culminating in a goal from Trevor Barker. And by far the nicest piece of play we've seen since the game started. Good work by Fashini. Then Greg Burns on to their captain Trevor Barker, and that's a fine goal. So it's 4-1-25, a 20-point lead to St Kilda. Hawthorn have kicked 5 points. 17 minutes gone in the first quarter. Michael Burns in ruck this time against Warren Jones. Jones gets it though. Chance is there for Greg Burns. He can't get it away now. It's Hawthorn player Michael Byrne got it in the head that time, I'm afraid. A boot was flying around in there as they went to kick that ball clear. Michael Byrne copped one just behind the ear, but he's okay. He's up and takes his kick. Good kick up to half forward. Here's the chance for Kennedy. Or is it Buckenara? Buckenara with the ball, but St Kilda in there very quickly on top of him. The umpire says the ball was held to him. Good defence from St Kilda. 25 metres out, right in front of the Hawthorn goal. They've yet to post their first. The ball thrown up. Diaz in there battling for it. Nobody can pick it up. Now is a chance for Hawthorn through Terry Wallace. Very quick with his pass across to Kennedy. Kennedy turns around, bangs it through, and that's the first for Hawthorn and the first for John Kennedy. Hawthorn's leading goal kicker so far this season. He's kicked 5 last week in a fine display at half forward, and he's put the first Hawthorn goal on the board here. So it's 1 goal, 5 Hawthorn, 11 points, trailing St Kilda 4-1-25. We've been playing just on 20 minutes of the first quarter. Umpire will throw the ball up once again. Michael Byrne in there. On to Terry Wallace. Gets his little kick in. Kennedy. Umpire might have anticipated that mark, but nevertheless it's been paid to Kennedy. Seemed to hang on to it just about long enough. There's his kick up to half forward. Brereton not been in the game up there so far. Chance was there for Dunstall. Dunstall trying to kick it off the ground. But again, St Kilda in there very quickly in defence and make sure that ball's over the line and out of bounds. You can see Ken Judge, the Hawthorn half forward there, in front of his Guernsey, absolutely caked in mud. So there's some very soft spots around the ground at Moorabbin. Loveridge. Left foot kick towards the goal. Will it bounce? No, it's nicely taken by McConville in the last line of defence. Doing well in defence so far for St Kilda. McConville There's his kick again, another short kick out wide. Safe mark taken. 4-1-25 St Kilda to Hawthorn 1-5-11. Here's Judge. Ball is on to Wallace. Wallace, short pass, and he's found. Who is that? Back covered in mud. It looks to me like Jason Dunstall. By the build, it is. So Dunstall has a chance to kick his first goal in about the same spot as where John Kennedy was when he kicked the first goal for Hawthorn. Comes Dunstall. Good looking kick. It's clapped through by Dermot Brereton, so that's 2 goals to Hawthorn. So they get back in the game after St Kilda had kicked away to a 20-odd point lead. So it's 2-5-17. St Kilda 4-1-25. Jason Dunstall in his second season at Hawthorn after being recruited from Coorparoo in Brisbane the year before, and he had a pretty good first year, playing in most of the games, around about 20 games for the year, and only out through injury. And I think from memory kicked around about 40-50 goals in his first season, which is not a bad performance when you consider that he had Lee Matthews up there next to him last season, and Lee kicked quite a few goals. Here's Dermot Brereton now. Short pass. Dia goes for it, but chipping in there for St Kilda was Gary Odgers. Spoilt that move from Hawthorn, and again the Saints come away. It's Peter Russo infringing that time, and 15 metres given to the St Kilda player. Out wide. David Grant, who's on the ground this time, coming off the bench. He gets it on to John Collins. Little Collins goes for the kick, but that one over the heads of both players is and Gamble, and another throw in. 22 minutes gone in the first quarter. It's St Kilda 4-1-25. They have a break of 8 points over Hawthorn 2-5-17. Chance now for St Kilda. The umpire says the ball held to him. They sort themselves out. Wallace at the bottom of the pack, and the umpire will throw it up in the air once again. It's the chance again that time. The hand pass there by John Collins. Across the ground. Here's the chance for St Kilda. Michael Tuck over the top, dropping the ball, and the free kick will go to the Hawthorn captain. Jeff Cunningham not too pleased about it. So Tuck has the chance to get Hawthorn out of trouble. There's his kick looking for Wallace. Too high for Wallace, who got it in the back, but the umpire says play on. Hawthorn have got the ball. Good bounce favouring St Kilda, but he's caught with it. The umpire calls play on. Buckenara in quickly with a hand pass. That's John Kennedy out wide, running through the half-forward position, kicks towards the goal, and he's put it through. A good goal on the run by John Kennedy, his second goal, and the third on the board for Hawthorn. So Kennedy been a very, very dangerous player this season. We've seen him kick 5 goals, 4 goals, and 5 goals last week, and he started off pretty well today with 2 goals in about 5 minutes. So St Kilda still clinging to the lead. We're about to enter time on. 24 minutes gone. 4-1-25. Hawthorn now only 2 points behind. It's 3-5-23. Perfect day for football. Very little wind. Good sunshine and just a little bit of dampness in the ground from the heavy rain during the last few days. It's the chance there for Greg Burns. Closely attended there by Lester Smith. He's still in there, gets the hand pass away. Hawthorn getting out of trouble. Here's Tuck driving them forward. The chance is there for Brereton. He can't take it. Good play by the St Kilda defence. There's Platten burrowing in. Very scrambly passage of play. Whoops, scooped straight out to Loveridge. Loveridge drives it up there, but safe in defence is St Kilda. And the mark taken there by Robert Elphinston. There's Elphinston driving it out wide. Hand pass. David Whitty up to the centre of the ground. This could bounce well, but there's Buckenara in there to tackle. Paddled along the ground, and the umpire says free kick to St Kilda. They may have had the advantage, but the whistle had gone. The free kick goes back to the centre of the ground to Phil Cronin. Cronin, left foot kick up there looking for Big Lockett. He's kicked off the ground for St Kilda and just missing the big post and through for 1 point. The chance was there for Lockett. They were complaining that he was being held. He had 2 players on him, Lester Smith and Mew. And I think he might have been a little bit stiff that time, but nevertheless the kick off the ground almost did the work for him. But it's through for 1 point. So 4-2 St Kilda 26, 3-5 Hawthorn 23. As the kick back towards the centre of the ground, the chance is there now for Greg Burns. Gets the hand pass on to David Grant. Off the bench for St Kilda. Grant's kick looking for Lockett, and he's dropped it into the hands of Ayres. Ayres gets his kick in. Here's the chance for Eade now. Eade's having a bit of trouble picking it up. So is Tuck. Finally, it's Loveridge who gets his kick away, but it's straight to Big Wow Jones. He'll put it back. Out wide, Narkle, who's also on the ground, come off the interchange bench. So Phil Narkle now. Good kick of the ball too. He's on a 45-degree angle, about 30-35 metres out. Right foot kick. It's coming around nicely. It's a goal. Beautiful kick from Phil Narkle. So the 5th goal on the board for St Kilda. As we go into the 25-minute mark, 5 goals to 32. Hawthorn 3-5-23. And a good game of football so far. Both sides attacking well. And some very good work in defence for St Kilda. Their defence has been diving on the ball and smothering it and stopping those Hawthorn forwards. Only in the last few minutes has John Kennedy burst through for 2 goals and 1 to Jason Dunstall to get them back into this game. Right in the centre of this rather muddy Moorabbin ground, the umpire throws the ball into the air. Michael Byrne in the ruck for Hawthorn. Warren Jones for St Kilda. He's been there right the way through the quarter. Very scrappy as Wallace goes down. He got a good old heave-o from Warren Jones, but the free kick in the meantime has been paid to St Kilda, and Phil Cronin will take it. Left foot kick looking out wide there. Leading out is St Kilda, but the ball over the top. They all dive on it, and the umpire says it's mine. 26 minutes into the first quarter here at Moorabbin. This pro football match between St Kilda and Hawthorn. 4th round VFL match. Up goes Byrne, punches it away. Another punch. Here's the chance again for Narkle. Well smothered though by Hawthorn captain Michael Tuck. And away come the Hawks once again through Rod Lester-Smith. A good mark taken in defence there for St Kilda. Dermot Brereton had a very quiet day so far at centre half forward for Hawthorn, but he's a good player and should get back into it. Been well held that time by Mark Gamble. Good mark taken that time for Hawthorn by Michael Tuck. Right over the top. The St Kilda fans don't think he held it long enough, but I think it was always there. Here's Loveridge now. Running with him is Rodney Eade, but Loveridge goes for the big kick. Out wide. Almost marked out there for Hawthorn, but again it's McConville for St Kilda. Robertson, one of the best players for Hawthorn in the match last week against Richmond. Just calling John Peter Budge back onto the mark. There's Robertson's kick up to half forward. Jones almost took it. Dunstall got the ball, and the umpire says he threw it. Jason Dunstall shows him that he didn't, but he did. So the free kick will go to St Kilda. Warren Jones at centre half back will take this kick to get St Kilda into attack. Right into the centre of the ground. Up goes Byrne and thumps it back almost as far as it was kicked that time. Chances there for Judge. Spins nicely. There's his right foot kick out wide for Dunstall. Dunstall takes the mark. Just about in the position where he kicked his first goal about 5 minutes ago. So the chance for their 4th goal. St Kilda 5-2, leading Hawthorn 3-5, and we've been playing for just about 27.5 minutes of the first quarter at Moorabbin. Crowd will be very quiet, even if he kicks it. The home crowd here, very pro St Kilda. There's Dunstall's kick at goal. Won't get the distance. Up goes Brereton, but he's pushed his St Kilda opponent in the back, and the free kick will go to St Kilda. Or is it? No, the umpire's given it to another Hawthorn player. That looks like Deer for a push by Big Warren Jones. So Greg Deer on a very, very acute angle. He'll go for his first goal for Hawthorn. Left foot kick, looks as if it might have been a goal. Greg Deer surprises us all with that one. We saw him miss a couple of very easy ones last week, and there he is with big Bobby Omens, taking a bit of the mud out of the eye. Bobby, who would probably be as tall as Deer when he's lying down. Affectionately known around the Glenferrie club as Buddha. But a handy man to have around when somebody's going to have a crack at you on the field, I'll tell you. Play back in motion once again in the centre of the ground. The umpire blows the whistle. So right on the 30-minute mark, 4-5 Hawthorn, 29, 3 points behind St Kilda, 5-2-32. Ball up in the air once again. That's Byrne being held there by Jones. Chance was there for Michael Tuck, but he got slung to the ground, and the umpire says, I'll have it. Michael Tuck playing for Hawthorn today in the role of captain, of course, after missing last week through injury, a calf injury, as the quarter-time siren sounds, and St Kilda a 3-point lead at quarter-time with better kicking. 5 goals to 32 for Hawthorn, 4-5-29. And the second quarter about to get underway here at Moorabbin, with St Kilda holding a 3-point lead, 4-point lead over Hawthorn. It's 5-2-32. 4-4, so you'll notice the score has been altered. That disputed first point was in fact not a point, and that's been deducted from Hawthorn's score. So it's a 4-point lead now to St Kilda. 2 goals to Tony Lockett for St Kilda and 2 to John Kennedy for Hawthorn. It's big Warren Jones driving the ball forward for St Kilda. They start off this quarter in attack. There's a good kick over the top, and if this bounces right, it'll be dangerous. Ayres runs it through the point for a point. Almost a sensational start there for St Kilda. Mew has the ball. 1 point for St Kilda, so they go to 5-3-33. It's a kick from Mew. Bacanara takes a good strong mark. At centre half back on the flank, looking for somebody to get the ball away to. Goes for the kick. Woof. Deer. Hand pass away to Loveridge. Hawthorn into attack, touches the ball to the ground. Away goes Richard Loveridge, drives it up forward. Who's up there for Hawthorn? Up high, Dunstall, I think. Jason Dunstall takes the mark right in the goal square. So he's lining up now for his second goal. The goal kicker so far, Kennedy 2, Dunstall 1, Greg Deer 1. They're the 4 goals for Hawthorn. And for St Kilda, Lockett has 2, Narkle 1, Barker 1, and Owen 1. On the way and through the middle for the second goal to Jason Dunstall. So Hawthorn take the lead for the first time in the match. At the 1-minute mark of the second quarter, it's 5-4-34 to 5-3-33. 2 goals to Dunstall. Perfect day for football, absolutely no breeze. The windsock at the other end of the ground, just about in your picture there, but lost in the crowd, next to the time clock, hanging very limply indeed. It's good sunshine and just a little bit of moisture in the ground from the midweek rain. The reason for the umpire throwing the ball in the air rather than bouncing it. Away go, well, almost away went Hawthorn, but the umpire says the ball was held to him and he'll bounce it again just in the centre of the ground. Or will throw it in the air again. Diaz up there. Loveridge with a kick off the ground out wide. Fashini, wearing the long sleeves, goes for it. Platten is with him. The ball out of bounds and beats them both. Fashini has that very heavily strapped right thigh. Pretty easy to pick out. Warren Jones now gets the hand pass away, but it went straight to Hawthorn. Now the chance for Bacanara. There it is, Wallace taking the mark. Or is it Dunstall? Dunstall's come right out of goals. Short pass, looking for Eade over the top. Platten tries to kick off the ground, but he can't. St Kilda players dive on the ball just as Brereton picks it up, and the umpire says, give it to me and I'll bounce it. Just about 10 metres out from the Hawthorn goal, right in front of the goals. Dermot Brereton not had the best game of his life so far. Up goes the ball. Kennedy in there with the hand, but again it's St Kilda getting it clear. Up they go for it. The mark taken there by Jeffrey Cunningham. Eade running over the mark, so 15 metres go to Cunningham. Cunningham's kick, a good long one. But plenty of Hawthorn players there, and Deer takes the mark in front of Rod Lester-Smith. Hand passes away to Robertson, runs through the centre of the ground, kicks out wide. Rodney Rocket. Eade takes the easiest of marks. So Hawthorn into attack again. Eade will drive this up to the goal square. Byrne is waiting up there. Is he tall enough? He is, but he can't take it. And off the feet of the players, it's kicked through for another behind to Hawthorn. 3 minutes into the second quarter. 5 goals, 33 to St Kilda. And Hawthorn 5-5-35. Almost the mark there to Greg Burns. Away comes St Kilda again. Good dummy that time. Out wide, too high. The chance is there for Barker. Barker breaks free, drops it onto his right boot, And the mark taken, no. Off hands, Chris Mew pushes it through for 1 point. Chris Mew bringing the ball back into play. Out wide to Eade. Looked as if he was off. Jeffrey Cunningham hangs onto his shirt. Eade to drive Hawthorn further forward. Good mark taken that time by David Grant. Grant plays on quickly, puts it up forward. Bit of pushing and shoving going along there. The chance is there for Lockett. Dives on the ball. Another chance for the Hawthorn defenders to smother the ball, and the umpire says, I'll bounce. Trevor Barker hands him the ball. He'll throw it in the air again. Lockett doing the ruck work. The ball's out of bounds again, or is it? No, the umpire says play on. Cunningham. Cronin caught with it by Tuck. The umpire says dropping the ball. Free kick to Michael Tuck. St Kilda fans not too happy about it. Buckenara now. Looked like he was off, and he was. The umpire says play on. Kicks it across to Terry Wallace. Wallace drops it onto his boot. Out wide looking for Kennedy. Kennedy can't take it. Dives over the top of the pack, holding the man, and the free kick going to St Kilda. Silly play that time by John Kennedy. Another Hawthorn player is out cold on the ground. It looks like it could be Dermot Brereton down there. Play goes on as the trainers rush in. Brereton has not moved, and they're calling for a stretcher. We'll keep an eye on him as play goes on. St Kilda into attack through half forward, out wide that time to Jeff Cunningham. Russo over the top. Umpire says play on. Here's the chance again for St Kilda to get into attack. And passes back to Greg Burns. A high kick from Burns, looking for Lockett underneath it. He can't mark it. Picked up and snapped for St Kilda, and it's just through for a point. The stretcher did come out, but it's gone back again. And it's coming out again for Dermot Brereton, who's down behind the play. Chris Mew waiting to bring the ball back into play. The umpire is holding it up because the stretcher is on the ground. Dermot Brereton is being put onto the stretcher. We'll pick him up now as the play has been held up. No, he's not going to be put onto the stretcher after all. Back on his feet and being slowly helped over to the interchange area. Went down very heavily. Probably a very, very dazed boy, and it looks like Chopper Handley will come onto the ground for Brereton. So Brereton off the ground. Bad luck for Hawthorn. He hasn't been playing well today, but we'll see how he is a bit later. Handley is on the ground for Hawthorn, and now the umpire says let's get on with the game. The scores are tied, 5-5-35. Chris Mew to bring the ball back into play. Get the game underway once again. Out wide, Michael Tuck. Tuck got plenty of room around that wing. Platten's out there. Been a quiet player today. Mark paid to St Kilda. Good game of football out here at Moorabbin today. There's big Warren Jones going for it. The umpire says throw it in. 7 minutes into the second quarter, scores are level. 5 goals, 5 each. The ball thrown in, right on centre wing. Jones in the ruck there with Dia. Dia pushed it forward. Big scrambly passage of play, almost a handball off the ground by Wallace, but the umpire says bring it back and we'll have a bounce or a throw. Away they go again. Diving onto the ball there for St Kilda was Bradley Gotch. Phil Narkle with the protective headgear there. Started on the bench. Jones out wide. Chipping in nicely was little John Collins out there wide. He's got Fashini with him. He takes the hand pass. Fashini, another hand pass to Barker. Barker back again to Fashini. Good football from St Kilda. Fashini's shot at goal is across the face and through for a point. But good football between the St Kilda players that time, in particular Silvio Fashini. Everything he's done today, he's done pretty well. So St Kilda back in the lead by a point, 5-6 to 5-5, just on 7.5, 8 minutes into the game. Peter Russo now for Hawthorn, driving it out wide. He's got Gary Buckenara out by himself out there, and he's been hit pretty hard. The umpire says play on. Good hard tackle that time, good solid bump by St Kilda. They're back into attack once again. Over the top is Gary Ayres, and the umpire has said it's a mark. I think, in fairness to Ayres, he waited to hear the whistle before he did actually play on. Now he puts it out wide to Eade. Eade's got a ton of room. There's his kick. Buckenara takes the easiest of mark and pass on to Russo. Russo runs through to centre half forward, kicks on the way. Will fall short, and McConville will take the mark. No, it's Elphinston. Elphinston away to McConville. McConville getting the Saints out of trouble, looking out wide. The mark taken out there by Jeff Cunningham. Been a fine player for St Kilda so far. Cunningham. Greg Burns, he's had a good game so far too. And look at this. Easy pass out there to Trevor Barker all by himself. Ayres nowhere near him. Out wide for Lockett. Lockett chases the ball. The bounce favours Chris Mew, though. Mew turns around, gets the hand pass to Robertson, and Hawthorn out of danger once again. Gary Ayres with the big kick down the wing for Kennedy. Kennedy fell over while the ball was on the way, but still does it well. Turns around, picks it up, looks for a hand pass, then goes for the foot pass. The ball was touched. This is dangerous. Ken Judge picks it up nicely for Hawthorn. Turns onto his right foot, snaps at goal. And what's he done? He's missed it. Through for 1 point. Scores are level again. Almost 10 minutes play in the second quarter. Good game of football out here at Moorabbin. A few mistakes, but some very good passages of play. Up high, almost a one-hander pulled in for St Kilda that time. The umpire will throw it in the air. Little Bradley Gotch gets a friendly pat from Joffa. Kennedy, Eade. Poor kick, though, marked easily in defence for St Kilda by David Whitty. There's Whitty's kick out wide. Could be now pushed away that time by Terry Wallace. Dived in front of Greg Burns. Right on the interchange mark. Chance for Foschini. Howard stands his ground. Good play that time from Robertson to get the ball to Lester Smith. On to Buckenara. Buckenara chips it to Russo all by himself. Takes the mark ahead of Cronin. Pushes Cronin out of the way. There's his pass. Easy one. Drops down there to Wallace. A poor kick looking for Platten. The ball was held to him. Kick clear for St Kilda. Foschini. Lovely piece of play by Foschini. Now to Cunningham. Cunningham out wide for Trevor Barker, who's been beating Gary Ayres. Does it again beautifully. Takes a bounce. Here's the kick from Barker. Lockett couldn't take the mark. Pushed away by Mew and over the line and out of bounds. The fans scream. The umpire says throw it in. Beautiful to watch Trevor Barker when he's in form and playing well. Lockett gets the best of the ruck work. Tuck watches the ball roll over the line and out of bounds about 30 metres around from the St Kilda goal. 5-6 to 5-6. It's all tied up here at Moorabbin. 12 minutes into the second quarter of a very good game of football. Now the chance for Tuck again to pick it up. Gets onto his left boot. Kicks it around the side. Players chasing it out on the wing that time. Nicely picked up again by little Brad Gotch. Not much of him, but he's a good player. Good mark for St Kilda. At centre half forward. A chance for their sixth goal, about 30 metres out. Danny Frawley. Looks very much like Lockett at times. Good kick of the football too. So he's about 30 metres out on a slight angle. A chance to post St Kilda's sixth goal. Just over the top and through for a goal. Not much in that one. Just cleared the pack in the goal square. Some good shepherding there by Lockett. And St Kilda have their sixth goal on the board. 6-6-42. Hawthorn 5-6-36. Great day for football, and the people on the opposite side of the ground, in the outer, will be enjoying the warm sunshine as St Kilda into attack again through Jeff Cunningham. Foschini. Chance was there There's Lockett getting a wild kick away. Away by Howard. Dropped that time by Mew, but he recovers well and gets it out that time to Robertson. Into Ayres. Ayres driving out wide, and all by himself out there is Gary Buckenara. On centre wing, running in towards the centre of the ground, a low skimmer just picked up by Richard Loveridge. This is kick out wide. Oof, almost marked for Hawthorn. The umpire calls play on. They scramble it away. Kennedy turns, twists, gets the hand pass away. Kicked again for Hawthorn. Up there is Deere. He can't take it. And the mark beautifully judged that time and paid. Elphinston done a good job in defence. St Kilda getting out again. They've looked good in defence today, the Saints. Through the centre of the ground again. Up they go, no mark paid. Tony Evans up there, number 44, going for the mark. Now the chance for the opposite 44, young John Platten. Been a quiet player today. Is that a mark to Dunstall, or is it not? It is. McConville infringed. And a 15-metre penalty as well. So a chance here for Dunstall. He's a good kick of the ball on the angle. Kicked a good one against Richmond last week at Princes Park from that same angle. Going for his third goal. It's on its way. The umpire says it's a goal. St Kilda fans boo, which is quite normal. And the scores are locked up again at 6 goals, 6 each. 15.5 minutes into the second quarter at Moorabbin. This pro football 4th round match between Hawthorn and St Kilda. So 3 goals so far for Jason Dunstall, 2 for John Kennedy and 1 to Greg Deere make up Hawthorn's 6. And for St Kilda, 2 to Lockett, 1 to Frawley, 1 to Owen, 1 to Narkle and 1 to Trevor Barker. What a goal that was. Warren Jones again in the ruck. Tuck. Wallace. Wallace blazes forward, but to no one in particular. Picked up nicely by Gary Hodges. Runs through the centre of the ground, gets his kick away. Sure. Push in the back that time against Gary Ayres. And the free kick will go to who's going to get it this time? St Kilda into attack. I thought it was Frawley's kick, but it isn't. Up they go. Lockett. Good mark, this boy. When he's out there for St Kilda, anything can happen in the game. The pundits were tipping a 50 or 60 point win for Hawthorn, and something you don't see too often. John Platten going off the ground for Hawthorn onto the bench. He's been very quiet today, and on comes big Bertie DiPietdomenico as Lockett lines them up. Bertie welcomed by the St Kilda fans with boos. Lockett puts it on its way, and he's missed it. I think he has indeed. So really a big chance for Lockett there to get St Kilda away to a good lead, but he's missed it. So John Platten taken off the ground. I think it's the first time that's happened, or it might have happened in the night match against North Melbourne at the MCG. The mark taken there by Handley, so both interchange on the ground for Hawthorn. Terry Wallace with the ball, looking up there for John Kennedy, but he won't get near that one. Well marked for St Kilda by Whitty. Drives it out wide. Now the mark taken out wide on the wing, that time by Cronin. Phil Cronin, left foot snap, looking up there for Lockett. The crowd wait in anticipation. Lester Smith takes it off the top of the pack, gets his kick in. Handley going for it. He can't take it. He's still got a chance. The ball held to him that time. Regardless of what the St Kilda fans say, the ball was held to him, and the umpire will bounce it or throw it. Had no chance to get rid of that. St Kilda fans not happy with that decision. There's Byrne in the ruck with Jones. Jones pushes it out over the line and out of bounds once again. 19 and a half minutes gone in the second quarter. And 1 point the difference. St Kilda in front, 43 plays 42. Jones again out wide. Chance for Robertson. He's played beautifully today for Hawthorn. On to Lester Smith, to Eade. And Hawthorn starting to run again. But that one didn't quite come off. Judge missed it. Picked up by Buckenara it was. Now is Robertson playing soccer with it. Still playing soccer with it. Kicked into the middle, but it doesn't come off. It's picked up there by Greg Burns. Away come the Saints again. Whitty couldn't get his foot to the ball. sliding into it. The chance is there for Wallace, who, as usual, is covered in mud. St Kilda get away with it again. Whoops. Jeff Cunningham. Away they go again, the Saints, through the centre of the ground. Poor kick, marked that time by Russo. Hand pass to Tuck. Michael Tuck with a good long kick, looking for Buckenara. Good mark taken for St Kilda by Mark Gamble. No, the umpire, yes, he has his point. Into the centre of the ground. That was Loveridge who spoiled that mark. Kennedy to Loveridge, Loveridge again to Russo, but Hawthorn not getting it their own way here today by any stretch of the imagination. St Kilda tackling hard, pressuring the Hawthorn players every chance they get. Almost a mark taken out there at centre wing, but the ball beats them all over the line and out of bounds. Right on the 20-minute mark, St Kilda in front by a point. 6-7-43 to Hawthorn 6-6-42. Good game of football here at Moorabbin. Loveridge again. Bertie Di Domenico gets his first touch and his first booze. Left foot kick. Judge goes up for it, can't take the mark. The umpire calls play on. In they go. Gary Hodges will take the free. Hodges going out wide on the wing looking for Cronin, but the ball will beat them both over the line and out of bounds. Right on centre wing, the outer side of the ground, in the sunshine over there. Jones again winning in the ruck. He's been doing very well with the hit-outs, but that's Loveridge kicking it away, but only as far as David Whitty. Whitty right across the ground. Good bounce that time, favouring St Kilda. And here goes Joffa. Burns with the kick. To Narkle. Narkle takes the mark. Chance to drive St Kilda right up into attack. Let's look for Lockett. Where is he? He's out of position. Narkle kicks it into the air. Here comes Lockett from behind, and he's got it. Bradley Gotch was in a better position, screaming for the hand pass then, but Tony Lockett's got it under his wing, and there's no way he's not going to have a shot for goal. Great mark from Lockett, came from behind, and never looked like missing it. He's kicked 2 so far, and missed 2 easy ones. Let's see what he can do this time. He's kicked that one right through the middle. 3 goals to Tony Lockett. Good work from Phil Narkle. So he's made a difference to St Kilda when he came on off the bench. So St Kilda at the 22-minute mark, 7-7-49, Hawthorn 6-6-42. And the Hawks are going to have to do something pretty smart, because St Kilda are not letting them get away with anything. They have Dermot Brereton off the ground after a very heavy knock, almost a stretcher case. And also off the ground is their star import from South Australia, John Platt. St Kilda into attack again. Narkle too high. Narkle will take the free. They call play on. Here's the chance for Gotch. Hand pass. It's a goal. Jeff Cunningham. And the Saints are on fire here at Moorabbin. Phil Narkle had a hand in both of the last 2 goals. Been a great player all day as Cunningham. And he's rewarded with that good goal. So it's 8-7-55. Hawthorn 6-6-42. Now the St Kilda fans warming it up. Ball thrown in the air. Deer in the ruck for Hawthorn. Here come the Saints once again. Greg Burns. Chasing after at that time is John Peter Budge. Picks it up, gets the hand pass across, pushed away from the St Kilda players by Ayres, but they're still in there. The chance again for Peter Budge. Onto his right foot, up high. Lockett almost took the mark. Narkle almost kicked it off the floor, but the Hawks somehow scrambled the ball away. Not quite. There's the kick out wide, the mark taken out there. Peter Russo now with the right foot kick. Found his player. Inside to Eade. Eade with the hand pass back once again to Wallace. The ball smothered, and away come the Saints again. Here's Lockett. Lockett's got it. Too big, too strong, and at the moment he's giving Chris Mew a bath. 3 goals already for Tony Lockett. A chance to put St Kilda's 9th on the board and give them a pretty good lead of 18 points. Been a very good 15 minutes of play for St Kilda. They've kicked 2, and this could be the 3rd in 15 minutes. Lockett under his right boot. It's a point. The groans go around Moorabbin Oval. Had Lockett been on target today, St Kilda would be well in front. He's kicked 3 goals, 3. And the 3 he's had have been reasonably easy shots like that one. Nevertheless, the Saints doing it pretty well. 8-8, 56 to Hawthorn, 6-6, 42, and we're just into time on in the second quarter. Here's Glenn Howard with the hand pass to Peter Russo, who's been a busy player for Hawthorn today. Has a bounce, there's nobody near him, runs past another. The hand pass out wide to Judge. Judge onto the left boot, up there, looking for Dunstall on the flank. Dunstall still with the ball, but over he goes, and the chance is there for St Kilda. Umpire calls play on. Cole Robertson out there waiting for the ball to come free, but it's over the line and out of bounds, and good defensive play again for St Kilda. Ball about 30 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. Jones and Michael Byrne. There's Tuck dashing into the play. Ruck roving for Hawthorn against Cronin. There's Gary Hodges out there for St Kilda. Ooh, over the top. The free kick will go to St Kilda. Kicking right across the ground now. And there's the chance for Kennedy. Kennedy does it well. Bertie Di Domenico just come on the ground. The umpire says it's mine. Di Domenico came on when Platten went off the ground. Also off for Hawthorn is Dermot Brereton. Very quiet first quarter and then hurt in the second quarter. And not a good day for Dermot Brereton. Here's Bertie Di Domenico. That's Wallace, covered in mud as usual. Down he goes again on the soft part of the ground. The umpire says he's dropped the ball. So away it goes St Kilda. Handley over the top. Here's the chance for Deere. It's Loveridge chipping in, picking it up nicely. There's his kick out wide. Judge leading to it. Takes the one-handed mark. Kennedy was screaming for the pass, leading out towards Judge, but Judge settling back. He's a good kick, good long kick of the ball. There's the lead out wide. And the mark taken out there by Bacanara. On an angle, right about 20-25 metres out. Very much needed goal for Hawthorn. 18 points the difference at the moment. I beg your pardon, 14 points. 56 to 42. In comes Bacanara with the right foot kick. Wide of the goals. In fact, just sneaking in for a point. So McConville will bring the ball back into play after the flag is waved. So another behind to Hawthorn. And St Kilda 8-8, 56 to 6-7, 43. Approaching the half-time. Umpire called play on. Here's Lester Smith going for it. Ball evades both players. Handley's in there, but St Kilda do it beautifully. Narkle away with it. Has a bounce. He's got plenty of help out here. The ball is on to Gotch. Gotch with the left foot shot, and he's put it through. So Narkle having a hand in all 3 of the last goals for St Kilda. He came off the bench and he's done everything right. So the Saints look like going in at half-time with a good lead here. They're 9 goals, 8, 62. Hawthorn 6-7, 43. 28 minutes of play in the second quarter. And the way St Kilda are playing at the moment, we could be heading for the upset of the round. Ball thrown in the air. Deere is in there. So is Jones. Jones gets it for Sheeny. Been a fine player today for St Kilda. Almost marked there by Handley. Tuck is over the top and he's head too high, so Narkle gets the free kick. Left foot kick from Narkle up to centre half forward. Up they go. Ball is loose. Danger here as Gotch kicks up towards Lockett. Push it away from him. Here's Ayres to get Hawthorn out of trouble. Robertson, been a good player for Hawthorn, kicks it further round the wing looking for Tuck. Tuck takes the mark in front of Narkle. Wallace. And help out here from DiPierdomenico, but the kick's wide. Birdie doesn't keep it in. Just trickles over the line and out of bounds. Right on centre wing as the half-time siren sounds, and a great second quarter for the Saints. And at half-time, it's St Kilda 9-8. Half of a very exciting game here at Moorabbin between the Hawthorn and St Kilda sides, and a big lead to St Kilda at half-time of 19 points. The ball thrown in the air. St Kilda been playing good football right the way through, and they're straight and sounds, and a great second quarter for the Saints. And at half-time, it's St Kilda 9-8. Half of a very exciting game here at Moorabbin between the Hawthorn and St Kilda sides, and a big lead to St Kilda at half-time of 19 points. The ball thrown in the air. St Kilda been playing good football right the way through, and they're straight back into it now as Greg Burns gets that kick through. Almost a mark taken up there by Tony Evans. Now the chance for Hawthorn to go into attack through Michael Tuck. Dunstall underneath it. He can't mark it. The chance is there though for Robertson and Kennedy run into each other, and once again St Kilda get the ball away. Away they go through Fashini, running through the centre of the ground, chips a pass out wide. Lester Smith up with one hand taking a good mark. So at half-time, 9-8-62 St Kilda to Hawthorn 6-7-43, and I have no doubt whatsoever that Alan Jeans, who of course has coached both clubs now, will have had quite a bit to say to the Hawthorn side. It was this sort of situation last week out at Richmond, and we saw the might of Hawthorn in the second half. Can they do it this time? At the moment, it's St Kilda who are into attack through Narkle. Good mark taken in defence. Gary Ayres down there. St Kilda been playing fine football throughout the game so far. Richard Loveridge onto Rodney Eade. Eade, a long kick up there for Dunstall, but it's over his back and beautifully taken. The mark for St Kilda by Silvio Fashini. He started this quarter off well, playing good football right through the game. Swings it back through the centre of the ground, but straight to Michael Tuck, who has lifted his game for Hawthorn today. A little down on form early in the season, but the Hawthorn captain has come good today. There's Kennedy taking a good mark. David Whitty with him there. 15-metre free will go to John Kennedy, and he could kick it from there. He's a good kick of the ball. Kicked 2 so far today, after getting 5 last week against Richmond. So he has a chance to start Hawthorn off the way they'd want to in this half, with a goal. In comes Kennedy, about 35 metres out. On its way, there's no wind. It's a pretty good looking kick. It's through. So Hawthorn get the first goal after half-time. John Kennedy kicks his third, and Hawthorn's 7th goal on the board. 7-7-49. They trail St Kilda 9-8-62. And at half-time, after the siren sounded, the St Kilda fans gave the team a standing ovation. Every last man as they left the ground. It was a tremendous reception to the team, and fans have said they haven't seen them play as well for the past 2 seasons. Can they keep it going? 49-62, St Kilda in front. Deere getting the tap away. Almost picked up by Loveridge, but picked up for St Kilda there by Peter Budge. He'll get the free kick. Plays it out wide. David Grant marking above the hands of Rodney Eade, playing on. There's Grant's left foot kick up to half forward, but it's all Hawthorn up there, and they've managed to make a bit of a mess of it, almost kicking in danger there by Robert Handley, but the free kick will go to Hawthorn, and it'll go to Big Deere. He'll hand pass it away. Loveridge out wide. He's got Rodney Eade all by himself. Nobody within. Cooey. Short kick to Wallace, covered in mud. Wallace kicks the ball further afield to centre half forward. That's Robertson in there. Dermot Brereton off the ground with what we expect is concussion. He hit the ground pretty hard and was taken off through the interchange, but I don't think we'll see him back. Robertson right out wide, looking for Byrne. Byrne got a hand to it. Peter Budge kicks it off the ground. Chance for Grant. Driven into the ground, is he? No, the umpire said, I'll have it. St Kilda fans not happy with a couple of decisions by the umpires today, but that's quite normal. Hawthorn through Kennedy. Hand pass away to Peter Russo. Russo slams the ball goalwards. It's just missed the big sticks and through for another point. A bit of inaccuracy. 7-8 Hawthorn now. St Kilda 9-8, so 2 goals the difference. We've been playing almost 5 minutes in the third quarter. Out wide. Out there is Buckenhara. He and his opponent fall to the ground, and it'll go to Mark Gamble, the free kick. Unattractive piece of play, I suppose we could say. There's Gamble's kick towards the centre of the ground. Up goes Lester Smith, couldn't mark it. Bertie Domenico's there. Narkle picks it up, gets his kick away, looking for Lockett, who's been playing some fine football. Here's his hand pass. Fashini with the ball, slams it goalwards, but he's off target and through for a point. Very dangerous is Silvio Fashini, anywhere near the goal. Almost 5 minutes play gone. Out wide looking for Tuck out there. Over the top, couldn't take the mark, but picked up nicely for Hawthorn, and away they come again. That was Glenn Howard. And there's a bit of a punch on going on behind the play here. The umpire says let's play on. Mark almost taken by McConville. Now Robertson slams it goalwards. This could be through. It bounces through, and another goal for Hawthorn. Colin Robertson. His first goal so far in the game. That brings Hawthorn a little bit nearer. I think whatever Alan Jeans had to say to them at half-time, and he would have had plenty to say, might just be paying off. They're looking a lot more positive in this third quarter. They've bridged the gap now from 19 to just a goal. (9-9) 63 to 8-8 56. So it's 7 points the difference. The ball up in the middle. Chance for Terry Wallace, but the ball smothered. Domenico goes to pick it up, paddles it out wide. Narkle's in attendance with Howard. Here's a chance for Cronin with the ball. Burns, and the umpire will get in there and sort it out. Tuck and Jeff Cunningham in there. The umpire throwing the ball in the air today. Ground at Moorabbin a little soft. The kick out there was from Loveridge onto Russo. Russo a skimmer along the ground towards Michael Byrne, bends down, picks it up beautifully, but his hand pass was astray. Now the chance for Russo. He's on the ground, hits it out wide to Judge. Judge dangerous when he's near the goals. Buckenara gets it onto the right boot. It's swinging around, but not enough, and through for another point. So Hawthorn blazing away at the goals at the South Road end of the ground, but not having much luck so far. 8-9 plays 9-9, so there's now a goal the difference. 6 minutes into the third quarter. Robertson. The umpire says let's throw it in. Been a fine player for Hawthorn today, Robertson. Around about 30-40 metres a run from the Hawthorn goal. There's John Kennedy in the ruck with Big Jones. Cronin, left foot kick around the wing. The free kick will go to Hawthorn out there. Domenico takes the hand pass, dodges around, gets it onto his boot, up forward. Who's up there for Hawthorn? Byrne goes up, but good mark taken by Elphinston. Been playing a fine game in defence for St Kilda. Away come the Saints again. You want to get rid of it in a hurry. Mark Gamble. Out wide, the mark almost taken there by Tony Evans. Close attendance from Rodney Eade, and the ball out of bounds. This time on the members' wing. Byrne and Jones. Jones gets it away. Tuck off the ground. This hand pass from Michael Byrne to Wallace. Wallace out wide looking for Dunstall. It falls short. Now Dunstall's got control of it almost. Pushes it in front of him. Robertson's in there. The umpire blows the whistle. Free kick will go to St Kilda for a trip. And it'll be who? McConville? Yes, it will. Goes across the ground. And there he finds Elphinston. Been a good player. Out wide. Plenty of room to move. Dodges around Tuck. Flips the hand pass across to Cronin. Another hand pass into the centre of the ground. That time to Jeffrey Cunningham. But he's lost the ball, and Domenico's away, and there's nobody near him. But the umpire says no. Let's have it back. Free kick will go to Cunningham. St Kilda again. Narkle. Hand pass over the top. And here's the chance for the Saints. Hand pass back to Narkle. Narkle slams it in at goal. He's off target. Through for a point. He's made a heck of a difference to St Kilda since he came off the bench and onto the ground. Phil Narkle had a hand in 4 goals so far. He's kicked one himself as well. Short kick from Mew. Howard. Howard over the top, a silly hand pass, but Diaz picked it up all right. Onto his right boot, up in the air. Will it go out of bounds on the full? No, it bounces just inside the line, and the ball will be thrown in. Centre wing, just down in front of the St Kilda's stand. Deer again, couldn't get around the bulk of Big Wow Jones. The ball out of bounds about 10 metres further down towards the St Kilda goal. Play on centre wing. Almost 10 minutes play in the third quarter. The difference once again 7 points. 9-10 St Kilda to Hawthorn's 8-9. Well, the experts were predicting a 50 to 60 point win for Hawthorn. Nothing like that today. St Kilda have played some very good football, and they've given the Hawthorn side quite a shock so far. Now the chance is there for Tony Evans onto his right boot, but it's a terrible kick out of bounds into the crowd, and the free kick will go down there to Hawthorn. Let's see who'll take it. Handley or Buckenara? Handley it is. He's on the ground because we have two Hawthorn players off at the moment. And what a pair, Brereton and Platten. Here's Tuck. Getting plenty of boos today, and I know not why. Robertson. Ooh, cocked one a bit too high there by McConville, but the umpire calls play on as Dunstall shoots it up forward, and the mark taken by big Michael Byrne, resting from ruck duties and a very dangerous man in front of goals. He has the chance to bring Hawthorn to within a point of St Kilda. It's a pretty good kick up in that forward pocket. Hasn't had the chance to kick a goal today. Let's see what he can do with this. Put it onto his left boot. There it is, looks pretty good. The umpire moves slightly to his right and says it's through. So the first goal of the day for Michael Byrne, and there's just a point in it now. Hawthorn's 9th goal. It's 9-9-57. And St Kilda 9-10. Let's wait for the scoreboard. They're a bit behind us. 9-10-64 to St Kilda, and it'll be 9-9-63 for Hawthorn. So a good game of football here at Moorabbin. Absolutely perfect conditions, no breeze to speak of. It's almost still, bright sunshine, and a couple of very closely matched teams today anyway. There's Handley looking for it, and is he. Handley takes it in the end. Turns around, gets a short kick, and it goes straight to Gary Buckenara. Buckenara turns round, slams it up towards half forward. Up they go for it. Ooh, almost marked there by Jason Dunstall. Tuck picks it up, spins a hand pass away, but the umpire's blown the whistle and will give the free kick to St Kilda. Mark Gamble will take the kick at centre half back for St Kilda. Goes out to the members' wing. Away go the Saints again through David Grant, running around the wing, puts his kick up to half forward. Plenty of St Kilda up there. Over the top was Robertson doing the spoiling. Gary Ayres with a good strong bump up towards the centre of the ground. There's nobody there for Hawthorn. Closest to it is Elphinston. So too is McConville. McConville does it well. Been a good player for St Kilda today. Took his time about that one, flipped it around. And away comes St Kilda again, that time through Jeff Cunningham to Narkle. Narkle drives it forward, looking up there for Big Lockett and also Bradley Gotch. Lockett picks it up, but it's gone over the line, out of bounds, and will be thrown in about 30 metres around from the St Kilda goal. Elphinston and McConville in defence for St Kilda have been very strong today. Now here's Hawthorn getting out of a bit of trouble again. That's Handley. Good football from Ayres. Lester Smith out wide. Judge trying to pick it up, does so nicely, gets the hand pass back to Lester Smith. A little bit slow getting rid of it. Over there to Buckenara, who takes it. He's slung to the ground by Warren Jones, who says, "Who, me?" The umpire says, "Yes, you." 15 metres. That brings Buckenara into the Hawthorn half of the ground, up to half forward. Byrne is waiting for it. He goes up, can't mark it. A chance for two Hawthorn players there, but they can't get it away, and it's Gary Odgers saving the day for St Kilda. Only a point in it. 64 St Kilda, 63 Hawthorn. St Kilda going into attack again. Here's the dangerous Narkle. Dodges, weaves, gets his kick in out wide. Gotch is there, so is Lockett. Closely attended this time by Mew and Bertie DiPierdomenico. But look at this. Beautifully done. The left foot kick, but the umpire has said bring it back. It went over the line, out of bounds. Throw in about 35-40 metres around from St Kilda's goal. Almost 15 minutes in the third quarter and just a point the difference. What a game we're going to see today. Obviously, Alan Jeans had a few words to say to the Hawthorn players at half-time. They were 19 points behind and 15 minutes gone of the match, and there's just a point in it. Bacanara flips it along to Bertie Di Domenico. Another big kick around, but there's nobody there for Hawthorn. An easy mark for David Whitty. Hand pass back. Ooh, he's in trouble, Cronin, but does it nicely. Hand pass to Jones. Jones gets it onto his boot just in time. Up to half forward, and there's Peter Russo. Eade. Tuck. The hand pass is to Loveridge. Could be in trouble, but gets out of it. There's Wallace chasing after the ball, but it's picked up for St Kilda. They're doing some great work, putting lots of pressure on Hawthorn, and look at that for fine tackling. There's big Warren Jones doing it all out there. He's played his heart out in the ruck today. Just about dominated the hit-outs. Not quite that time as Deere gets in there. Free kick going to Hawthorn. Michael Tuck playing well for Hawthorn today in his comeback after injury. Drives it up forward. There's Dunstall. Good mark and a very strong player, and usually a very good kick at the football. If he kicks it well this time, it'll put Hawthorn in front for the first time since early in the first quarter. They lost Dermot Brereton from centre half forward early in the second quarter. He went off the ground. It was almost a stretcher case, but finally walked off the ground through the interchange, and he's in the dressing room. There's the kick from Dunstall. Looks pretty good from here. The umpire says it's there, and Dunstall gets his fourth goal of the day, following his 4 last week against Richmond, so he's in pretty good form. Hawthorn hit the front for the first time since pretty early in that first quarter, or second quarter. 16.5 minutes gone here at Moorabbin, Pro Football's match in the 4th round of VFL fixtures between St Kilda and Hawthorn. St Kilda 9-10-64, Hawthorn 10-9-69. Can St Kilda come back? Deere. Wallace goes for it. Deere gets it. Deere gets his foot to the ball. Up to centre half forward. Robertson's in there. Nearly takes the mark. Recovers well. Picks it up. Looks for a hand pass to Loveridge. This is dangerous. Ball onto the boot of Loveridge, and it's through. Good football, Colin Robertson. By far, Hawthorn's best player today. He's been in everything. Good work, too, from Deere, who got the ball out of the middle very quickly, got it onto his boot. The ball went to Robertson. Robertson beautifully got it away to Loveridge, and he's pretty dangerous anywhere near the goals. So Hawthorn stretched their lead now to 11 points, 11-9, 75, 9-10-64. In they go again. Deere wins it again. Loveridge again. Back into the play, up to centre half forward. Dunstall's going for the mark, and he's got it. There's Robertson running forward too, leading towards the goal. But I think Jason Dunstall says this will be number 5 for me. Not far from where he kicked his goal just a little time ago. So a chance to post his 5th and Hawthorn's 12th, and Hawthorn starting to take a grip on this game. There's the kick from Dunstall. It's straight through the middle. 5 goals, Jason Dunstall. All of a sudden, Hawthorn look twice as good as they did in the first half. Well, it happened last week against Richmond. They must have got a severe tongue lashing from Alan Jeans during the half-time break, and I think that might have happened again. They seem to have no purpose in the first half. St Kilda, on the other hand, were full of fight, full of pressure. Now that pressure's just started to drop off a little bit. Maybe they're tired. There's still a long way to go in this game. We're at the 19th minute of the third quarter. Tireless work from Jeffrey Cunningham today. Lester Smith taking the mark in defence. Kicked right across the ground. Chance for Loveridge. Another good player for Hawthorn. Oh, cupped one a bit high that time. 2 St Kilda players in there. It was Tony Evans who delivered the blow, and the umpire pulls him up at least 30 metres, not 15. That's Howard with the kick up to half forward. Up they go. St Kilda players there. The ball falls safely into the hands of McConville. Robertson. Never stopped running, never stopped picking that ball up. Flipped away that time to Loveridge. Down he goes again. And meanwhile, there's a little wrestle going on behind the play between Gary Ayres, or is it Judge? Can't quite see. No, it's Gary Ayres having a little tussle there with Joffa Cunningham. Umpire in the meantime balls it up. Jones thumps it straight to Loveridge. Loveridge kicks it straight back. The chance for Dunstall again. Up he goes. He can't take it. Judge. This could be dangerous for St Kilda. Judge puts it onto the boot straight through the middle, and another goal to Hawthorn.
Oh, you're gonna be joking. Oh.
Just looking over towards the interchange bench, Dermot Brereton is warming up. So maybe the blow he got wasn't quite as bad as we thought, but it's the first time we've seen him go towards getting on the ground since he got hit. So that goal to Ken Judge takes Hawthorn to 13 goals, 9-87, and a big 23-point lead over St Kilda, 9-10-64. Deere going for it, but pushed away that time by John Collins. But scrappy in the middle there, thumped away again. Players diving over it. Here's Loveridge breaking away for Hawthorn from the centre. Out wide. Byrne, he can't mark it. Good work from Elphinston to keep him away from the ball. Elphinston picks it up, and the ball bounces off Colin Robertson and goes over the line and out of bounds. Dermot Brereton warming up on the interchange area. Looks pretty sprightly and pretty bouncy after taking a severe knock in that second quarter. There's Byrne and Jones. Jones to Elphinston. Elphinston flips it across to Jeff Cunningham. And St Kilda through centre half back again. Rod Owen now. On they go, St Kilda. Chance for a mark, and it's well taken there by John Collins. Glenn Howard stands the mark. Collins flips a hand pass away. Picked up that time by Greg Burns. Burns in towards the centre half forward position. Once again, the kick smothered by Narkle. Runs around, gets it onto his right boot. Up high. Going for it is Howard. Plays on quickly, but a poorly directed kick, but it should be picked up by Mew. It is. He's looked for support. He's got nobody out there with him. Finally gets the kick away. The chance is there for Cunningham. Here comes St Kilda once again. So all of a sudden, St Kilda look dangerous as Lockett takes it. Calling for the ball out here is Greg Burns, and he's marked it right on the post. No, he's given the goal. Now, who will he give the goal to? I think we'll give it to Lockett. Plenty of argument going on around me as to whose goal it is, Lockett or Burns. We'll give it to Lockett. So St Kilda hit back. 10-10, 70, 17 points the difference. Hawthorn 39-87. We've been playing 22 minutes of the third quarter. Brereton still warming up, not on the ground as yet. Russo. Dunstall going for it, and the umpire says he was holding Elphinston, and Elphinston, or rather McConville, will take the free kick. So St Kilda into attack once again. The hand pass. It's Mark Gamble. Gamble another hand pass. Greg Burns. Diving attempt by Judge was missed that time on John Collins. Collins drives it up forward. The mark taken. Danny Frawley puts the ball under his arm, rugby league fashion, runs away. Kicks it towards the centre. Up they go for it. Lockett can't take it. Picked off the ground by Trevor Barker. Beautifully read by Barker. Put it onto his right foot and snapped his second goal of the game. So St Kilda come back again, and the St Kilda fans warm to the task. 23.5, 24 minutes gone in the third quarter. And it's St Kilda 11-10-76. Hawthorn 13-9-87. Just as the Hawks looked like they were starting to run away with the game, St Kilda have bounced back with two quick goals from Lockett and from their captain Trevor Barker. So what a game we've got on our hands here today. 11 points the difference. Hawthorn in front. Deere. Chance now for Kennedy, but he can't take it. Good work there by David Whitty. Over the top. Beautifully judged by Tony Evans. Now the chance for Barker again and Evans. Coming out of defence well is Mr. Cool himself, Rod Lester-Smith. Drops it straight onto the chest of Colin Robertson. Robertson slows down play. Tuck's running past him. Robertson gets the kick in out wide for Kennedy. Kennedy can't mark it. He's got plenty of help there. Flips it nowhere in particular. And once again, a mistake by Hawthorn in attack. In go the knees. And the push in the back will go to St Kilda's Gary Hodges. Hodges to Jones. Jones can't mark it. Now the chance for Big Deer, who lopes after the ball. Picks it up beautifully. Hand pass back to Howard. To Loveridge. To Eade. Wallace almost falls over in the mud. Tuck to Robertson. Robertson looks good. Dodges, weaves. You're going to need to kick. There's the kick. The umpire says, you've gone too far, mate. A little bit slow getting rid of the ball that time. Did everything right except dispose of it. Free kick going to Hodges. Drops it in short. Nicely picked up for St Kilda. They're into attack once again through the centre of the ground. Lockett. Did he have it? Yes, he did. Lockett, 4 goals so far, going for goal number 5. This will put St Kilda within 5 points of Hawthorn. 25 minutes gone. Lockett lines them up for goal number 6 on the far side of the ground.
Pass it to him again, mate.
I think the fans will tell you if it's straight. Looks pretty straight from here. Goal number 5 to Lockett. So the Saints are marching right back into it. 12-10-82, Hawthorn 13-9-87. For the first 10-15 minutes of this third quarter, it looked like Hawthorn were going to run away with the match, but the Saints have bounced right back into it. 3 quick goals, 2 from Lockett, 1 from Trevor Barker. And here they come again. Greg Burns with that kick. Narkle, always dangerous. Looking for Lockett. Can't mark it now. There's the chance. Push in the back. Little Bradley Gotch, the former Fitzroy player, has a kick dead in front, and St Kilda will be back in front if he can convert. Well, the fans out here at Moorabbin today have certainly had their money's worth. It's been a great game of football. And at only one stage did one side look like breaking away, and that was when Hawthorn started this third quarter. Dermot Brereton back on the ground for Hawthorn now, up at centre half forward. Here's Gotch. Second goal for Bradley Gotch, and the Saints in front. 88-87. 26.5 minutes gone in the third quarter of this match at Moorabbin. St Kilda 13-10-88, Hawthorn 13-9-87. Warren Jones with it. Buckenara takes it. Gets his kick in. There's Brereton going for it. Can he mark it? No. Wallace off the ground. Out wide, looking for Dunstall. McConville's there, first to the ball. Gets it onto his boot. The ball will beat them all across the line about 10 metres, 5 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. St Kilda leading by a point. 27 minutes gone in this third quarter. Chance for Hawthorn. Deep into attack now. In ruck is Jones. On to Loveridge. Loveridge snaps at goal, and he's put it through. No, for a point. Umpire didn't seem to move too far and fooled us into thinking it was a goal. So the scores are dead level. 88 plays 88, 28 minutes gone in the third quarter. 13-10 plays 13-10. You can't get closer. Ball back into play by McConville. Good long kick. Up they go for it. Almost marked there. In fact, the umpire has paid it. Jeffrey Cunningham had a great game today for St Kilda. Out wide on the wing. Another mark taken. Gary Hodges. Not much of him, but a fine player today. Mark in defence. Glenn Howard. Howard looking to get Hawthorn back into attack. To Byrne. Byrne dodges around. Left foot up in the air. Poor kick, but it could be okay. Ayres paddles it along to Buckenara. Buckenara does it nicely onto the right boot. Slams it up towards the goals. Let's see how it bounces. It's bounced through for a point. No, a goal. Well, we've picked them wrong both times. So Hawthorn back in the lead by 5 points. It's hard to pick that goal, umpire. You don't hear much of a cheer, of course, when the Hawthorn kick goes through the centre. Now here's Tuck with the hand pass to Wallace. Wallace out wide. Chase for the ball. It's Kennedy and David Whitty. Both go to the ground. The umpire says free kick Whitty. Hand pass out wide. That's dangerous. Here's Tuck. Chipping in, controlling it beautifully. Michael Tuck flashes forward. That's Judge diving on it. He says play on. Umpire says holding the ball, and the free kick will go to St Kilda. Judge thought he'd taken the mark, but he hadn't. So St Kilda again looking to get out of trouble here. It's Buckenara in there fighting for the ball. Away comes St Kilda. Judge with the late tackle. Narkle, he can't pick it up. Chances there for Burns. On the ground is Bertie Di Domenico. St Kilda fighting hard. 14-10, Hawthorn 94. And it's a goal the lead at the moment over 13-10-88. Scrappy play in the centre of the ground, so the umpire will once again throw it up. Long quarter, 31.5 minutes gone so far. The siren about to sound as St Kilda come away with it once again through Jeff Cunningham. Picks it up, flips it across to Narkle. Narkle, the hand pass out wide. Here's the chance for St Kilda now. Kick towards the goal, up it goes. Who's back there? Mark taken in defence by Gary Ayres. Ayres goes out for the wing. Eade goes further around the wing looking for Di Domenico, who takes the mark. No, he drops it, plays on, runs around him. Away goes Big Bertie. And just as Hawthorn get into attack, the siren goes for three-quarter time in this fine match here at Moorabbin. And at three-quarter time, it's Hawthorn 14-10-94 to St Kilda 13-10-88. About to start the final quarter of this very exciting match at Moorabbin today between St Kilda and Hawthorn. Those who were predicting a 50 to 60 point win to Hawthorn can think again. There's not going to be anywhere near that today. And it's hard enough to pick a winner. One goal the difference as we start the final quarter. St Kilda 13-10-88 to Hawthorn 14-10-94. The umpire about to throw the ball up in the air. Very soft ground here at Moorabbin. And it's Byrne and Jones in ruck. Chance for Hawthorn to go first. Forward. It's the two twins of the side battling for the ball there. Free kick will go to St Kilda's Fashini. And he might get 15 metres if Judge isn't careful. Out wide. Gary Hodges running around Bertie Di Domenico, which is no mean feat. Poor hand pass though. Away they go. Free kick will go to who? St Kilda. Jeffrey Cunningham. Hand pass. Cronin in trouble, but picks it up and does it well. There's his kick towards the centre of the ground. Up high is Russo thumping the ball clear. And Kilda in first after it. Wallace in there. So too is Byrne. Play on, he says, as Buckenara picks it up and slams it up towards the goal. Oh, almost a magnificent mark taken by Dunstall, but the ball is pushed through for a rushed point. Almost an incredible mark to Jason Dunstall. 7 points the difference. Ball back into play. Very casual. Elphingston goes for one-hander. Here's Buckenara again. Second possession in as many minutes. Loveridge almost loses his head, and the umpire says play on, and then says I'll ball it up. For mine, a free kick there for too high. Nevertheless, the ball's thrown in the air. Jones and Dermot Brereton in ruck. After being injured and spending quite a time in the rooms, his Loveridge left foot snapshot up forward, looking for Big Dunstall. But he's closely attended by McConville. McConville turns, picks the ball up and drives St Kilda out of trouble again. Good football, St Kilda, and away they go through Elphinstone. Another mark taken. They're doing it well. Danny Frawley. Out wide, could be out of bounds on the full. It is. 14-11 Hawthorn to St Kilda's 13-10 in the final quarter. Play been going just on 2.5 minutes. On the outer wing, DPA Domenico pulled down that time by the St Kilda captain Trevor Barker. Someone's lost a shirt. Chances there for Mew. Can't pick it up and paddles it over the line, so we'll have another throw in. Right on centre wing. Been a pretty close game all day, except just at the start of the third quarter, where Hawthorn looked as if they were going to go away with the game. They pulled back 19 points and went 19 points into the lead, but St Kilda came right back towards the end of the third quarter. Hawthorn into attack now, almost a push in the back, but no, it's not being paid. Away goes Cunningham. Back to Wallace. Narkle doing battle for the ball. St Kilda tackling hard, putting plenty of pressure on Hawthorn. Dermot Brereton in there having a little difference of opinion with Jeffrey Cunningham. Umpire will throw it in the air right in the centre of the ground. And Warren Jones will take the free that time, over the shoulder by Michael Byrne. So St Kilda into attack. Jones's kick, looking for Cunningham. Up he goes, couldn't take the mark. Ball goes down, the players fall all over it, and a free kick will go to St Kilda. Got one right in the back, did Jeffrey Cunningham. Been a fine player today for the Saints. There's his kick, right up into the goal square. Up goes Big Byrne. Michael Byrne takes the mark in defence. Been a good player for Hawthorn today. Kicked one goal for them. Umpire calls play on. Kennedy to Eade. Eade runs towards the centre of the ground, fires a low pass right onto the chest of Gary Buckenara. Plays on. Looking out wide here for Dunstall. He can't mark it. Marked over the top by McConville. Not a very accurate pass. There's McConville's kick to the centre of the ground. Up go the Saints. Umpire says play on. It was touched. Again, Warren Jones on the bottom of it. Peter Russo in there. So too is Rodney Eade. Play still in the centre of the ground. 7 points the difference. Hawthorn in front, 14-11 to 13-10. Into attack once again. That's Terry Wallace with the mud all over him. Gets pulled away from the ball and will take the free. Plays on, slams it up towards centre half forward. Up goes Kennedy. No, it's Buckenara. So Gary Buckenara around about 25 to 30 metres out on only a very slight angle. And Gary Buckenara already kicked one goal, going for goal number 2 and the 15th for Hawthorn. A very handy goal for the Hawks if he can kick it. It's on its way. It looks pretty good. The umpire moving aside though. What does he say? It's a goal. 2 goals to Gary Buckenara from a fine mark. And the 15th goal on the board for Hawthorn. So they move further ahead. But we saw St Kilda come back magnificently in the third quarter, so the game is a long way from over. Only 6 minutes of play in the final term. Hawthorn 15-11, 101 to St Kilda 13-10, 88. Jones again. He's been tireless in the ruck. So too is Cunningham, who got that little grubber kick along. Here's the chance now for Tony Evans. They're calling for it. Lockett comes out, takes the mark. Chance for a quick reply from St Kilda. 5 goals so far for Tony Lockett. Can he make it 6? Standing on the mark is Rod Lester-Smith. And there's the kick. Looks pretty good. 6 goals to Tony Lockett. And the Saints fans celebrate. So a quick reply there by Lockett. Some loose defence from Hawthorn. And it's back to a 7-point margin for Hawthorn. 14-10-94 St Kilda, 15-11 Hawthorn. St Kilda players getting plenty of encouragement from this very vocal but rather small crowd here at Moorabbin today. Perfect day for football, no breeze, bright sunshine. Ball being thrown in the air, it's a little bit damp in most parts of Moorabbin Oval today. Byrne and Jones. Jones does it again, but it goes straight to Tuck. Tuck slams it up forward. Dunstall's waiting there for it, almost took the mark, but pushed away for St Kilda. There's a chance out there now for Rod Owen. Down he goes. Elphinston's in there. Dermot Brereton gets the hand pass away to Buckenara. Safely underneath it. And taking the mark was David Whitty. Been a good player in defence for St Kilda today. Notice Platten's back on the ground for Hawthorn. Robertson going for a spectacular mark over Cunningham. Elphinston again away. Frawley almost took the mark. Here goes Barker. This could be danger. Good tackle from Glenn Howard. Still St Kilda in attack. Down goes little Bradley Gotch. And the kick could be out of bounds on the full. It is. So the free kick going for Hawthorn in the back pocket, taken by Gary Ayres. Deer with the ball now. Not a good kick. Chances there for Wallace though. Wallace gets the ball onto his boot up towards Brereton. Brereton takes the mark and could just about kick it from there. No, he's going to play on and look for someone in the goal square. Or is he? No. Through for a point. So Brereton had the opportunity there to settle down and take a set shot at goal, but elected to kick up towards the sticks, and it cost 5 points. 1 point for Hawthorn. 15-12-102 to 14-10-94. Chance now for St Kilda. Danny Frawley onto Cunningham. No mark. Narkle caught with the ball. Tony Evans, but it's taken by Rod Lester-Smith in defence. Lester-Smith will look out wide here, and an easy mark taken by Mew, who's right out of position. Has Platten alongside him, looks for Kennedy, finds him. Kennedy has Tuck running free. Tuck takes the ball, chased there by Greg Burns. Tuck still gets it up towards Brereton. Brereton can't take the mark. The chance is still there for Hawthorn. Tuck flips it out of the back straight to Loveridge. His kick off target, and a good mark taken in defence by Peter McConville. The umpire calls him back and says kick over the mark. St Kilda player is down, holding his head and looking just a little bit as if he has hurt an ankle, I think. Meanwhile, play goes on. I think it's an ankle. The trainers are around him. I can't quite see who it is on the ground there. Might be Trevor Barker, I think. Blonde hair in there. Jeffrey Cunningham throws the ball out. I think it is. Is it Trevor Barker? No. He's out here.
Come on, Burns, get up for the team, mate.
Burns, I think.
Guts, mate. That's the way it goes.
Meanwhile, it's St Kilda into attack. Jeffrey Cunningham. Away goes Cronin. Driving it up forward. Who's there for St Kilda? Good mark taken in defence by Glenn Howard, or yes it is, Glenn Howard. Almost 10 minutes into this final quarter here at Moorabbin. Peter Russo with the ball, looking out wide for Judge. Judge can't take the mark. Closely attended there by Elphinstone. Out of bounds, centre wing. 10 minutes of play in the final term. Scores on the board. St Kilda 14-10-94. Hawthorn 15-12-102. Ball kicked forward there by Terry Wallace. Up goes Dunstall. Beautiful mark taken in defence again by McConville. It's twice he's outmarked Dunstall in as many minutes. McConville, good long kick towards the centre of the ground. Up high was Russo. Couldn't take the mark. St Kilda into attack once again through David Grant. There's Barker pushing it along with one hand. Just about a free kick to Richard Loveridge. Tackled when he didn't have the ball. And Loveridge will get Hawthorn out of trouble again. Looking out wide and finding big Michael Byrne. Left foot kick from Byrne up the wing. Brereton's in there, dives for the ball, can't take the mark. Elphinston, Brereton again, picks it up, trying to get free from Elphinston, who's keeping close attendance. Dunstall goes for it, can't take it. And the free kick will go to McConville. Gary Odgers. And pass goes down the wing. Away back to Odgers once again. St Kilda into attack. But playing out on the flank is Barker. An easy mark taken by Robertson. Poorly directed kick. Eight points the difference. Hawthorn leading. And just about 12 minutes of play. Up high. No mark taken. Ayres. Here's Platten. Let's see if he can get into the game. Dunstall. Well, if you keep trying long enough, you've got to get one. 3 times McConville beat him in the air. And finally, he's beaten McConville. So a chance for Jason Dunstall to kick his 6th goal. He's kicked 5 already. And Hawthorn's 16th. Recruited from Cooperoo year before last by Hawthorn, Jason Dunstall. In he comes, going for goal number 6. Only about 20 metres out. What does the umpire say? Goal number 6 to Jason Dunstall. So a handy break now for Hawthorn. St Kilda 14-10-94 and Hawthorn 16-12-108. Still plenty of time in this final quarter at Moorabbin. We saw St Kilda led by 19 points in that third quarter, but they came back magnificently and there was just a goal in it at 3/4 time. It's been an excellent game of football. Ball thrown in the air once again. Michael Byrne in ruck. One time they've beaten big Warren Jones, who's been tireless. Kicked out there by Rod Owen for St Kilda. Almost a mark taken by little Bradley Gotch. Mew can't get it away. Here's St Kilda. Pushed at the last second, and that might be what means it's a point and not a goal. Good attempt there by Gary Odgers, but 1 point, taking St Kilda on to 95 points to Hawthorn 16-12-108. Ball to be brought back into play by Rod Lester-Smith, a big pack of players in the centre of the ground. Now they spread out a little bit. Jones almost takes the mark, thumped away by Peter Russo, but only as far as a St Kilda player who slams it back onto his boot, but this should be an easy mark to Ayres. Gary Ayres looking for Michael Tuck, who's been a fine player for Hawthorn today, shows a bit of pace to dash away from Cronin. Not a good kick by Tuck. The chance is there for Loveridge. He can't take it. There's a good tackle from Kennedy, who almost smothered it. Straight into the arms of Hawthorn's. Who is it? Can't pick him up. Oh, it's Chris Mew. Come right out from fullback. Robertson. Up goes Tuck. Couldn't take the mark. The umpire calls play on. He got one a bit high. Platten. And the fans screamed because they thought he tackled too high. Mew pushes him in the back, and the free kick will go to St Kilda, much to the cheers of the St Kilda fans. Danny Frawley with the ball now, about to drive St Kilda into attack. Up to centre half forward. Out comes Lockett. Almost took the mark. Russo takes it off the back of the pack, but kicks it straight into the arms of Trevor Barker, who steadies and shoots it straight into the goal square. And there's a great mark taken. Poor play by Hawthorn, and that will cost them a goal. Silly play by the Hawthorn defence that time has led in Lockett to kick his 7th goal. He couldn't miss. But I said that in the first quarter, and he did.
Stick it in, plugger!
So St Kilda, there it is. 7 goals to Tony Lockett today. He's been a fine spearhead at full forward. St Kilda come right back at Hawthorn through very silly play in defence. 7 points the difference. Hawthorn 16-12-108 to 15-11-101. The St Kilda fans getting right behind their team. What a finish we're going to see. 16 minutes gone in the final term. and just 7 points the difference. Jones in the ruck. Tireless Jeff Cunningham. Robertson chasing the ball out there along with teammate Glenn Howard. Robertson will get to it first. Flips a hand pass out wide, and it goes over the line and out of bounds. It'll be thrown in on centre wing.
2 weeks ago they got a free for it.
Byrne and Jones. Jones waits for it, catches it and gets a hand pass away. And St Kilda into attack again. Here's Gotch going for it now. This is a chance for St Kilda. Good defence that time though by Mew. The ball is out of bounds, about 10 metres, 15 metres around from the St Kilda goal. Hawthorn have played in bursts today, and so too for that matter have St Kilda.
It's not good enough.
Just as one side looks to be getting away. Kick off the ground that time, through for 1 point. So it's a goal the difference. Great game of football here at Moorabbin today between the Hawks and the Saints. 16-12 Hawthorn to 15-12 St Kilda. And more pressure being applied by St Kilda, but this time Hawthorn are up to it and get away through Buckenara. Buckenara looking out wide there for Kennedy, streaking away. Loveridge back to Kennedy, lucky to pick that one up, virtually threw it out, and here's St Kilda getting away again. Byrne takes the mark. The umpire says play on, and then gives the free kick. It was hit too high. Trevor Barker gave away the free for tackling Michael Byrne too high. There's Byrne out wide. There's nobody out there anywhere near Ayres, who's got a paddock to run in. As another bounce.
Come on!
There's the kick. Dunstall going for it, and Jason Dunstall takes the mark. Now will he slow up and go for his 7th goal? Both full forwards have been playing very well today. Lockett has 7 for St Kilda, and Dunstall is going for his 7th for Hawthorn. There it goes. Is it a goal? It is. 7 goals to Jason Dunstall. So he's matching Tony Lockett at the other end of the ground. So once again, Hawthorn get more than a goals break. But anything can happen, and we're right on the 20-minute mark of the final quarter. It's Hawthorn 17-12, 114. A 12-point break over St Kilda, 15-12, 102. It goes again. Jones wins again in the centre. Peter Budge kicking it forward. Glenn Howard taking a timely mark in defence at centre half back for Hawthorn. Very much improved player this season. Out wide is Colin Robertson. Nobody near him. He's got the chance to get Hawthorn back into attack. Going out wide. Tuck goes for it. Can't take the mark. The chance is there for St Kilda through David Grant. Michael Tuck awarded the free kick. "21 minutes into the final term. Be about 9 or 10 minutes play left. Now St Kilda's chance. Oh, great mark. Trevor Barker. Lockett in the goal square. He'll be looking for big Lockett. There it is. Lockett comes out of goal, up over the top of the Hawthorn. Chance is there for Frawley, and he's kicked it. Picked it up beautifully off the pack. Danny Frawley gets the Saints back to within a goal. So a quick reply again by the Saints. Good work by Trevor Barker. Magnificent mark taken. Back on the ground is Deere from the interchange bench, and off the ground is Michael Byrne. Played himself to a standstill, his big Byrne today. So it's Deere back in the ruck, and we're back to just a goal the difference. Hawthorn 17-12, 114. St Kilda 16-12, 108. Now it'll be Deere fresh in the ruck against Jones. The ball nowhere near Jones, so Hawthorn into attack again. Judge. Good looking kick, and I think he's kicked it. He has. Brereton shepherds away the fullback, and it's through for a goal. So another quick reply from Hawthorn. So another good goal to Ken Judge, his second of the day, and the Hawks are back to a 2-goal lead. So it's goal for goal in this final term. 23 minutes gone. 7 goals to Tony Lockett for St Kilda, 2 to Trevor Barker, 2 to Brad Gotch, and 2 to Danny Frawley. And for Hawthorn today, Jason Dunstall has 7, Kennedy has 3, Judge 2, and Buckenara 2. Up goes the ball again. Better one this time, just about even at the centre. Kicked along the ground by Russo. Wallace gets to the ball. Here's Platten chasing for it now. Usually a pretty nippy player. The bounce of the ball beats him. Picked up well there by Gary Hodges. St Kilda out of trouble again. Here's Jones. He can't pick it up. Foschini. Cronin. Robertson zooming in on him. It's a bit slow to pick it up, is Cronin, but he's finally done it and done it well. Up to centre half forward. Barker going for it. Couldn't get the mark. Chance is there now. Oh, Danny Frawley got pulled. Free kick to St Kilda to Narkle. Here's Narkle playing on. Slams the ball goalwards, and he's just offline. 1 point. 16-13, 109. Scoreboard are about to give the point to Hawthorn. 18-12, 120 to Hawthorn. Wallace. Look, oh, poorly directed kick from Wallace, and the ball is marked there by David Grant. Centre wing for St Kilda, going up to half forward. Who's there? In defence is Colin Robertson. Best on the ground for my money today. Peter Russo playing it out wide on the wing. A bit of help out there from Buckenara, picks it up well and passes back to Russo. Russo inside to Eade. Eade can't pick it up. Buckenara tries to flick it along. Elphinston's there too. Judge turns onto his left foot, flicks the ball over, and Rodney Eade takes the mark. The half-forward flank for Hawthorn, almost into the time-on period of the final quarter. Hawthorn have a handy lead, but anything can happen yet. 11 points the difference. Up they go, no mark taken. Here's Platten. Platten onto the left boot. Chance for Hawthorn again. Pushed through towards the posts and through for a point. St Kilda fans were asking for a free kick for Mark Gamble there for a push in the back. The umpire has allowed the point. So McConville will bring it back into play for St Kilda. Easy mark taken out there by Elphinston. In the back pocket. 15 metres further up the ground now. The infringement out there by Eade. There's the kick from Elphinston into the centre of the ground, and that's Greg Burns. Burns plays on quickly, drives it through the centre. Oh, Mark spilt, but Narkle picks it up. Hand pass on. Out wide to Gotch. Now Gotch has the chance to put this one right up in the goal square. Barker's up there. Lockett leading short. So he's still looking towards the post. He's going to go for the centre of the ground. Look at this. Straight to Lockett. He led out of ground and not one. No, it's not Lockett. It's David Grant. Not one Hawthorn player picked up Grant then, and Grant has the chance to bring St Kilda even closer to Hawthorn. 18-13, 121 to 16-13, 109. There's the kick. Looks pretty good. Point. Big sigh of relief from some Hawthorn fans in front of us, and groans from St Kilda. .11 points the difference. We've been playing 26 minutes into the final term. That's to Smith. To Eade. Hawthorn out of danger again. That's Kennedy chasing the ball out there. David Woody picks it up though. Burns. Chance there for Rod Owen. And here comes St Kilda storming down the ground again. Lockett's up high. It's a goal. He doesn't need Lockett. Beautiful goal. What a finish we're having here at Moorabbin. The 17th goal on the board for St Kilda. what a finish we're going to see. That's Wallace getting that kick away. And I would expect the free, but yes, the free has been awarded down the ground, so Judge to take the kick. 116 to 121, just 5 points the difference. Hawthorn into attack, out wide. Jason Dunstall takes the mark and will kick for goal, going for goal number 8. The forward pocket, the right-hand side of the ground, right under the big grandstand. 27 minutes gone. Should be about 3 minutes left in this game. And just 5 points the difference as Dunstall lines them up for goal number 8. There it is, on its way. Just across the face of goals and through for a point. So it's a goal the difference. Still time for St Kilda. 17-14, St Kilda 1-1-6 to Hawthorn 18-14, 1-2-2. Elphinston going for the mark, can't take it. It's the chance for big Warren Jones. Can't say hand passed it, he missed it. The umpire says too high, and the free kick will go to Peter Russo of Hawthorn. So a chance now for Russo to drive Hawthorn into attack. There's Judge out by himself. Dunstall's going for it and leading to it. Here he is looking underneath it. Can't take it. Brereton can't take it either, but will get the free kick, or at least Dunstall will. He was pushed out by McConville. So again, he has the chance to go for goal number 8 from almost the same spot as he tried before and kicked across the face for a point. Meanwhile, time is ticking away. Here's Dunstall. Right foot kick. That's a better looking kick. It's through the middle and goal number 8 for Jason Dunstall, and that should just about seal the match for Hawthorn. Not much time left. We've gone 28 minutes into the final quarter, about 2 minutes left, and that gives them a good break. 19-14, 128 to St Kilda, 17-14, 116. It's been a great game of football right from the first bounce or throw up, as we've seen today. The clock ticking round, almost at the 30-minute mark now as the ball is thrown in the air. Big Warren Jones and Deer. It's just about negated. The umpire will come in and pull out a free kick to St Kilda because the tireless Geoffrey Cunningham got one too high or in the back. Cunningham now driving St Kilda up towards half forward. No mark taken. Hand pass across to Grant, who's come into it in this last quarter. There's his kick towards the goal. Lester Smith has got the job of keeping Lockett out. The ball hits the turf, and there's the siren. A valiant St Kilda beaten today by Hawthorn by just 12 points. But what a great game of football here at Moorabbin today. The final score, Hawthorn 19-14, 128 to St Kilda 17-14, 116.